going on, guys? Wayne here, and welcome to the untitled fucking podcast. It's kind of the unofficial Yeousch community podcast, or is it my podcast? No idea. Please say so in the comments below. Anyway, this is a new podcast series. Every time we do an episode, we're just going to talk about bullshit and have a good laugh, talk about games, take the piss out of each of the members that are in the chat. And today we're going to be talking about PAX and GDC. There's a lot of shit to talk about. So, guys, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm AnEvilSnowman. You can see me on Twitter at AnEvilSnowman and youtube.com/AnEvilSnowman. I mainly do Dota videos. So yeah, that's how you may know me, but you probably won't.
Alright, I'm Lux, I'm 19 years old from Holland. You probably see me a lot on the Shoutbox, usually a bit on the forums too. I have a YouTube channel with Ray, YouTube channel www.youtube.com/RayQ3.
Okay, I'm Tyler. I'm CautiousTuna. You might see me on Yeousch every now and then. I'm not too active on Yeousch, but I am active on YouTube. You can find me there at youtube.com/CautiousTuna.
Hello, you can call me Kevin or whatever, but basically I'm on Twitter, www.twitter.com/StarWures, or www.youtube.com/StarWures. Yay, and I'm also on the forums of Yeousch and stuff.
I'm Andre. I work with Kevin for StarWars. We make video togethers, and many people call me insane.
And in case you didn't actually hear any of them, all their channel links are in the description below, so you can happily go check any of them out. Fantastic plugs by everyone right from the start. Okay, guys, well, basically we've got PAX and GDC. Basically, a lot of shit's been happening, and we're just going to talk about some of the stuff. First off, I have to talk about Warcraft, mainly because I was an addict for several years, and has anyone else been a World of Warcraft addict?
Yep.
Never. I've absolutely hated it.
Maybe for like 2 days, I have to say.
That is an addict, man. I'm 3 years clean. Like, just got the blood drained, man.
I wasted one summer with it, and after that I didn't realize I was still paying per month. So actually I've been playing it for 9 months, but I utilized it for 6 months. So,
I'm not much of an MMO person, so.
Oh well, you're the lucky one, because it is life-consuming. Like, I'm 3 years clean, and I played it for 3 years. I've forgotten more shit about Warcraft than I care to remember.
Yeah, like a heroin addiction is healthier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not even a joke.
Just a minute.
I think it's pretty weird that you guys say that I've been clean for 3 years, like it's a goddamn drug. I mean, come on, it's a game. It's a game. I mean, I've been clean. Okay, then I'm just gonna call it. I've been clean for more than 2 years now. Okay?
Well, they do have rehab for gaming addicts, if you didn't know that.
Only in South Korea.
Oh boy, we're gonna be insulting a lot of people today.
Here we go. It's already begun.
They can't understand English.
No, it's not insulting. It's the truth. They can't handle the truth.
Anyway, Warcraft's about to get a lot more worse with their free-to-play card game, Hearthstone, which Hearthstone, sorry. But see, this is how much I really fucking hate Warcraft, and I really can't stand actually saying the name. But isn't this the second time they've done this? I'm sure they've already done a card game before. Or
they had a physical card game that came out, and it kind of bombed when Wizards of the Coast decided that they would drop the line, because essentially it was competing with Magic the Gathering, which is their like flagship. There's like pro leagues for Magic the Gathering. So now they've decided, well, fuck you, Wizards, and have moved on to making their own online game, which incidentally Magic the Gathering did last year, so they're trying to recompete with them anyway.
So, according to all the information that was given, it's going to be on PC, Mac, and iPads.
PC and Mac at release, iPad after.
I love it how it's just iPad. No iPod, no iPhone.
No Android.
No Android.
Well, you're playing like
else.
You're playing like a card game. So if you had it on like a phone, it wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, I don't know why they haven't got Android. That seems to be like eliminating a very large market.
Well, supposedly it's going to be like a big, massive 3D board, and it's got an absolute mountain of animations. Like all the cards have got like unique animations and stuff like that as well. So having that on an Android might be a bit of a nightmare. I mean, just playing Angry Birds on my phone can be a daunting challenge, let alone this big wallop of a game.
It's probably a challenge for the battery too. It probably should be drained in like 5 minutes flat.
Well, I could disagree somewhat because, like, you know how, like, the Galaxy Note 2, like, playing that on, that's like a tablet there, so I think it should be on Android.
Yeah, I think it should be an Android. Like, they're cutting out a very large market share by not having it on it. I'm almost positive it'll show up eventually.
Well, in terms of market share, if they're worried about losing money, considering that looking at it, it's pretty much a play-to-win scenario. It's like, even though it is free to play, but like the charging $1 per like $1 card packs and stuff, and you got a feeling a lot of people, well, a lot of hardcore fans will be buying these card packs.
Yeah, they will. Like, however, it's kind of similar to the League of Legends model. You can just completely run without, you like earn cards through playing the game, but it's like just to get you that a little extra boost, so you're paying for more your time than actually a direct advantage, which means go on, sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Don't interrupt me, you bastard. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so it's kind of similar to the League of Legends model, and that is generally considered the fairest free-to-play model there is so far, unlike a lot of other free-to-play games. So hopefully it'll be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We have a quick question before we go on about that. Now, alright, so I know how you said it was for Mac, PC, and iPhone. Is it all going to be one big connection, or can only iPhone players play with iPhone players? I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, I get what you mean. If there's interconnectivity, I assume there would be. I mean, there's no reason not to. This is Blizzard. Like, they print money from World of Warcraft, so they can afford to have a net dev team spend like probably a year on that if they had to. I reckon it would take about 2 days for the like cream of the crop coders that they have there.
But remember, this is a beta, so connectivity might not be available during the beta, but we're not 100% sure.
It definitely won't be available between the iPad, because that won't come out for a couple of months after.
Yeah,
but I think like let's say a guy on the iPad is playing against somebody on like a pro PC gaming thing. I think the guy on the PC is gonna have like that advantage because he's gonna be able to control everything more precisely, unlike the person on like the iPad or whatever, where they just have limitations with their fingers.
Well, because it'll be turn-based. Yeah, it'll be turn-based. So it's like, well, here's your 2 minutes allotted time to do whatever you want, and you've got 2 minutes to do whatever you want. But yeah, I don't think PC or Mac players taking advantage because they're on a mouse and keyboard would be possible, really.
Yeah, like that really only applies to FPS and RTS. Because no one wants to play Halo Wars on a controller.
What they can do, the problem is that if you have a PC, let's say while you're playing, you can also use the internet at the same time. So cheats or things like that people on the iPad, they can't really swap in and out of different tabs like we can here on the PC. That could make it a little bit unfair, because you could have someone getting advice from other sources while the iPad guy's just sitting there with his iPad waiting.
I wouldn't say that would be like a major concern for them, to be honest. Like, that's just knowledge of the game. So if you're trying, it's not going to be competitive. It's aimed at a casual market. There might, on a very limited case, be like a finals at BlizzCon, but I doubt it. The really interesting thing about the whole announcement was how much hype was around it, because Blizzard came out and said, we've got something new to announce at PAX, and it's not to do with our main franchises. Now, Blizzard hasn't done that in about 13 years, since they announced their new MMO that no one knows anything about. So everyone was thinking, oh god, it's gonna be amazing. They're gonna be like some new FPS game, or it'll be fantastic. And Universal is just like, no, here's Pokemon cards. That's what we've got.
Hopefully, Pokemon cards were with Kung Fu Pandas on them, like in the expansion packs.
They did the exact same thing at the Sony press conference for the PlayStation 4. I mean, like when Blizzard came out, my jaw hit the floor, thinking, "Oh my God! Like Blizzard are coming away from the fucking PCs. What the hell have they got planned for the PS4? Oh, nothing. They're just releasing fucking Diablo 3 on it, even though it's already out on the PlayStation 3. But they proper built it up. But it was like such a disappointment.
Blizzard, man.
Well, hopefully
Anything
they will.
is just going to get overhyped by fans.
Yeah, hopefully there won't be any Error 37s again. But who knows?
Well, it won't. It's offline, despite their like being adamant that it was integral to the game feel. And then they're like, "Well, making money from the real money auction house didn't really work out, so fuck it. Let's just
You know
put it
what?
on consoles."
You know what that Error 37 reminded me of is all the server problems that been happening recently. Like SimCity has been having server problems, but now it's not a problem because I just got it recently and it hasn't been giving me any problems. But I also heard that people on Diablo 3, when it released, the servers weren't good for like 2 weeks or something.
The servers were pretty damn bad at the time. It's because it's always on DRM. It's just a lot of people accessing it at the same time. I mean, overall, they could have left it without patching it at all, and it would have just fixed itself as people got bored. It's just like initially, that's when you're going to have the most people trying to get on. So, like the same as you try and download, like I don't know, ridiculous amounts of horse porn, your internet's going to be slow. Same thing happens to the servers.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the notes here. One thing, where is it? I'm just looking at the notes. Considering that this is a beta and you'll be able to buy cards from the get-go, like the second the beta goes live, but once it comes out of beta and is actually released as a full game, the cards that you have bought during the beta you don't keep. But however, you get the equivalent amount of money that you spend on other card packs. So by rights, if you get a quote unquote epic deck, as it were, and then come out of the beta, everything's gone.
That's just tough luck, really.
It's a bad
I mean,
idea.
you know,
Fucking naughty though.
Nah, you know that when you go into the beta. I assume the only reason they're having the transactions in was to test it. So personally, I think they should just give them like fake money and just like, okay, play with this, like they did with Diablo 3. So I don't know if that's. I imagine that's how they're going to work it. There's no point in just giving away money, like spending it and then getting it all returned. But more likely, what will happen is a lot of people will get absolute shit in their booster packs, and then when it comes out of beta, they're like, "Oh, I can reopen them all again." So.
Well, it says here you're guaranteed to receive at least one card of rare or better quality, and as of it you get common, rare, epic, and legendary. And each card in the pack also has a chance to be upgraded for a golden version of the same card. God knows what that last bit means.
It's shiny.
Magic the Gathering.
Is that basically it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just means it's a shiny.
It's probably useless.
Yeah, it just looks good on the screen. It's like, look at this! I got a fucking gold whatever.
And
It's,
the only
it's
way
like
it'll
Call
be
of Duty
useful-
with a golden gun.
Yeah, the only way it'll be useful if it's literally so shiny it blinds your opponent. That like you turn it, like you lay the card and you get a suntan.
Alright, well, since you're the more knowledgeable of this now, will you try this? Will you get this and give it a go when it comes out in beta?
I signed up for the beta like 5 seconds after it was announced. Like, of course I want this. Like,
Well, you'll
I
have to
was-
keep us posted.
I was pretty, like, just before that, I was like, right, I'm gonna get into Magic the Gathering. I'll probably wait for Planeswalker 2014 because that's how it works. Same with FIFA, how like even though it's 2012, 2013's out. So
Yeah, they're weird like
I was
that.
Yeah, well, it comes out because it's for the next season, I suppose. I don't follow football, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so like just before that, I was like, right, maybe, yeah, probably gonna do that. That seems like it'd be a good idea. And then Blizzard's like, oh, we're making a card game. And like, Blizzard card game? Warcraft? I know about that. So yeah, I'm gonna play it. Whether I'll spend money on it's a completely different story. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it either way because like it's free. Why not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're only gonna waste your life on it.
That's what I thought when Warcraft would turn free to fucking play.
Warcraft turned free. Warcraft isn't free to play.
Up to level 20.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, that doesn't count.
No. Well, the idea is like, because if I try this, I have a deep and dark fear that if I try this, I'll go, you know what? This is shit. This isn't Warcraft, and I might even go back to World of Warcraft and then be trapped in that for the rest of my fucking life again.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's something I didn't even consider. Like a way to get people back into the game.
Yeah, or they might give you incentives.
Are insane dealers, man. They know what to do. It's just like, here, have a little crack. What's that? Oh, you're hooked. Now you got to pay. That's how they get you in.
It's just like pretty much anything. It's just like, an example is some free-to-play games. Like when you get hooked, that's it. You can't stop, and you're just gonna want that unfair advantage over people, and you're gonna have to waste your money.
RuneScape.
Yeah.
Members was good value for money.
Well, one thing that they could do, just to finish up on this, going back to the World of Warcraft, is that if you play this, for example, and you get an epic piece of armor or an epic piece of or a sword or some kind of mount or something, and they might give you incentives to go, hey, you know what, we've got this other game, World of Warcraft, and if you go now, we can actually give you this mount or this armor in the game when you start off. Come into World of Warcraft. So they could do like crossover incentives in a way to bring people to both audiences to other platforms.
Yeah, they did that with Diablo 3. With if you subscribe to World of Warcraft for a year, you got Diablo 3 for free, that's just horrible. It's just like, here's some other game that people literally die from playing. Like they'll just sit there for hours and let their children starve. Thanks, Blizzard, you're doing wonderful things.
Yeah, but how long? I'm guessing Diablo 3, as in they give it to you for full, like the full complete version.
Full complete game.
Yeah, and you never have to pay again, right? Or is it like the subscription? Because I'm not familiar with.
Diablo is you buy it, and then you play it for as long as you want. And they assumed that it was going to last forever, because Diablo 2 people are still playing it 10 years later. However, Diablo 3 was horrible. So everyone who wanted to play Diablo 3 went over another free-to-play game, which is Path of Exile, which is essentially Diablo 2 but remade to look better. So everyone moved over there.
Yeah, but I felt like they waited too long to make another Diablo game, because
Blizzard polish, man, they were shining that shit up. Like, they spend forever to make it. I mean, the difference between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 was 10 years.
It's just amazing too, actually.
Yeah, it's I think what happened is they said it somewhere they were gonna put out at least StarCraft 2 a lot earlier, but then they made World of Warcraft, and that killed the company. They could not keep up with what people were wanting, so they had to just throw all resources at that. I mean, it was printing money, but there's only hiring staff, you get diminishing returns. So 50 people can do so much work, but 100 people can't do twice as much as that 50, because with the communication and stuff. So that's what it was. World of Warcraft was so successful, they couldn't make other games.
That's actually similar to the issue that Rockstar had with the Grand Theft Auto 5, because after they released Max Payne, they had to make a Max Payne DLC, which actually pushed back the release date for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, which in my opinion really sucks, because I've been waiting for GTA 5 for I don't know how long.
I have it pre-ordered.
I stayed relatively close to the studio that's developing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Walk by every day, and it's that thing's on lockdown, right? I've never seen a building with that many blacked out windows.
You want to fly me over? I'll go break in.
go all Sam Fisher into the building and see what you can what intel you can get.
I'll just slam my head into the window, and when they ask me why, I'll be like, I just want to see what's inside. Eventually, they'll let me in before they get blood on their windows.
Buy some X-ray glasses. Peek in.
Then you would see through the computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see what's on them, not what they are.
I'll see through the whole world.
I'm not watching Grand Theft Auto 5, but I know he's got a fucking iMac. Look at that! Look at all the inner workings.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
well,
that's basically Blizzard stuff done with.
Yeah. We'll move on to a bit of FPS because there's especially one thing, because I absolutely hate this game and what these idiots named Gearbox have done with it, which is Aliens Colonial Marines. Now they had a panel, obviously, and it was a very mixed reaction from the audience, and there's a clip that when they started talking about Aliens Colonial Marines, all the clips are in the description, so you can all watch them all on a later date, anyone that's watching. And this clip was basically talking about a big polish plan and updates that they're doing, and gloating about the fact they uploaded a 4 GB patch for the PC game. Now, I'm sorry, I've never even heard of a 4 GB patch, not a DLC update, a patch to fix shit.
And it was just completely stupid because, you know, I'm a Borderlands 2 fan, so that's also from Gearbox. Gearbox does lots of hot fixes for Borderlands 2. It does, you know, it had its DLC and upcoming patches announcement for Borderlands 2. And I remember that, well, I couldn't really watch it, but I had Ray who was actually watching that part of the panel, and he said to me that once they were talking about Aliens Colonial Marines, the amount of views dropped immediately with about 1 million. So I just watched. So yeah, it's in the description, of course. But I watched that clip just later on, and I was saying, "Oh God, this is so humiliating." It's literally almost apologizing for, "Sorry, we've bought you a very shitty game, and we're basically gonna revamp it with a lot of patches and stuff." And also, yeah, just one more thing. Oh, sorry, then you can talk. But I don't know the guy's name, but it wasn't Randy who was talking. It was just some random guy, I think, who was responsible for that game or some shit. And he was talking like, okay, so we're also gonna we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the polishing. We have a new DLC, big bug hunt or something. I don't know. And then every time he was like stuck, you can hear someone from the panel. I didn't know who. It was like, "Oh, you're doing good, man. You're doing good. Doing great. Come on, keep it up. Keep it up."
It was almost as if Randy just grabbed him, like just some randomer outside the conference room, and just pulled him in and went, "Here, you see this piece of paper? Read it out loud," and basically directed all the cannon fodder from Randy to this poor bastard.
Yeah,
like,
normally, now I don't really have a lot of knowledge about Gearbox, but normally say, "Hey, Randy is a cool guy because he gives me a lot of codes for Borderlands 2 golden keys and stuff." But then you really see who this guy is and how he really reacts and behaves during this quite horrible announcement. I mean, this is not really something you want to hear during a convention like this. Yeah,
and
so
then sing a patch.
yeah, so we got a
huge.
huge.
That's ever happened.
Yeah, we basically got a huge ass patch for something that wasn't as successful as we thought. It was pretty long in development too, I think. I mean, it got announced way back, and basically, it's. Some people say it's almost like the same with Duke Nukem Forever. It's been in development for like a bazillion years through different game companies, and then eventually it was just one big flop. But I don't think with Duke Nukem they really tried to, say, "Hey, we're gonna have this big ass patch," but they did it here. Why? I don't know.
It was broken. It was an absolute mess. I mean, the multiplayer was horrible. I never thought I'd actually say it. I enjoyed Alien vs Predator 3 more than Colonial Marines. I didn't think I would actually say that before Colonial Marines released. And then I was sitting there playing it. I said it in my review. I wasn't going in there expecting a very polished game. It was something I was able to let go. I was just completely dumbstruck by the fucking story and how the hell they thought they would have got away with it. The one thing that pissed me off was the story. It heartbroke me.
Well, I don't know about the story, but what I think is it's kind of weird because you see that with Borderlands 2, it's such a big hit and people are loving it and great reviews and stuff, and they really like, I don't know how you say, but around the convention they were like having some sort of like, there was like this one clip I saw where they had like this real vending machine of Dr. Zed, and there was like this mini maniac guy. Why can't they give the same attention to Aliens Colonial Marines? Like, if it was a good game, it doesn't even matter. If it was a good game, if it was a bad game, if it was broken or no. But why don't they give the same amount of attention they did to that game than with Borderlands 2? If they say, because Randy pretty much flat out said it, I love aliens and I want to, caress it with my bare hands and stuff. I mean, what did you do?
Well, it's not a Gearbox IP. It's outsourced, isn't it, by
yeah,
Sega?
okay.
So,
yeah. It was originally Sega, and they gave the rights to the publishing to Gearbox, but then Gearbox were busy making Borderlands 2, as far as I'm aware, and like after the release of Colonial Marines, and then the hate that came down on it, they like made a statement. It was like, actually, we didn't make that, and I know we're taking the credit, but since it's bad, it's actually these guys. They outsourced it so they could work on Borderlands 2, and I really think that just pissed off Sega. Because Sega had like asked them to make the game and they'd outsourced it, so they took the money from Sega, like split it in half, gave half the money to this other team to develop it, and kept some to like work on Borderlands 2, which is illegal.
Yeah,
I think that's why the huge patches are coming out, and they're really trying to push for we're going to make this good, because they're in a bad situation PR wise and probably legal wise. If that is the case, because Sega can't be happy.
Well, Sega were already prepared to sue them before the release, because they were supposed to have released this 2 years ago or something. They've had the rights to do this game for 6 years almost, like 5-6 years, and they were supposed to have released it over 2 years ago, and it just wasn't coming. So Sega threw the hammer down and went, right, release this goddamn son of a bitch, make sure it does well, or we're suing your ass. So they do that in the horrific form it's in. Then all these details come out, and how a good chunk of the Colonial Marines budget was thrown into the Borderlands 2 pot to make that game better, and all that kind of stuff. So again, like you said, Snow, Sega is not happy, and it wouldn't surprise me if Sega sue them for illegal acts of basically theft, for stealing budget, and just poor conduct, really, for making a shit game. Yeah,
it's a bad situation. Just
the one thing that really pissed me off during that clip of the panel was also that was this one line, and you had this PowerPoint sheet, and it was like improved AI would be introduced or something, I believe, because it was, and then the guy literally just said, oh yeah, we're just gonna change some variables here and there. And I was like, that's basically the same you do with Borderlands 2. You just change variables with drop rates or whatever, and this is like the easy way out. So the way it was presented, it's like, yeah, sure, we're gonna fix it, but it's not like we really want to fix it, almost.
They won't fix that.
Yeah.
But Bob the fucking Builder couldn't fix that shit, I'm telling you right now.
It really didn't sound...
He's a fictional character.
It just didn't sound that promising at all, and I guess that gives me the mixed feelings too. Not that I'm Aliens fan in general. I don't have the game, but I know I've heard a lot about it, and the fact that it's also the PR also almost the same for Borderlands 2. I get a bit involved in it, and yeah, it just gives me a really weird feeling when I look at that, especially when they give all this attention to Borderlands 2, and then like, oh yeah, we're stuck with this crap too. Let's just give it 3 minutes and then just move on. It just got me It just got me a really big mood swing during this whole panel thing. So that was kind of weird indeed.
I think they treated it more of a side project than a primary project, I should say, because I guess they just rushed it to get out of the way, because Borderlands 2 is their main moneymaker, and
Yeah, I understand you. I know that not every game from every company can be like an A+ title. There are exceptions, but then they take years and years and years to make. But I know Borderlands 2 is probably the big hit right now. It's probably the main thing. But still, if you want to get our attention still, during this whole panel, make sure you do it right. I think they didn't do it right in this part.
Oh no, they didn't. They completely screwed up. And I'm not trying to disagree by saying they screwed up because they know they have. But the thing is, I guess, I don't know, they should have focused on it more instead of just throwing half of it away and just not even making it one of their primary objectives, because Borderlands 2 is already released. And I guess they should just focus on what they have then and make sure it's actually done correctly so that they'll get more feedback, not feedback, you know, more like positive reviews, and then that'll give them inspiration to keep making more, and the better they do, the more money they make, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but I feel like in the way the patches were, like a while back or whatever when we were talking about it, I felt like that they focused too much on like the size of the patch. Like they were practically, like, I forgot which one of you said it, but they were pretty much bragging about the 4 gigabyte size patch.
Yeah, I agree with that, because they done like a breakdown of what was involved in the patch. That isn't like 4 gigabytes of stuff. Like, looking at it, it was, oh yeah, we made the momentum on the guns a little bit bigger. Oh, cool, so you edited the value in a spreadsheet? I mean, that's literally nothing. And like, oh, we changed the AI to make it better. Okay, not 4 gigabytes worth.
I don't think it was really that smart to just say it out loud, 4 gigabytes, because it gives doubts to everyone. Because it can also be just a simple lie, for all you know.
Well, you know, size matters, so...
Yeah, but...
What did they put in that 4 gigabytes? Like, I can understand something, but like 4 gigabytes, it can be like a game. You can download like maybe a game or two with 4 gigabytes. They done their normal patch, and then the rest of the 4 gigabytes was filled up with a 10-hour version of Nyancat. Like, that must have been what it was, because there's nothing in it. Like, they can't fill it.
They put more music.
Yeah, that's it. Put more music.
I have a question about the patch. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this, but if you don't download it, will it affect your multiplayer experience? Because I'm thinking of it this way. Oh, my phone's ringing. Fuck that. You know, people that have the 4 gigabyte Xbox. I mean, if they bought the game and they have to download a 4 gigabyte patch, I mean, they're screwed over.
I think they stressed that the 4 gigabyte patch was going out on PC. I mean, they can do a lot of compression with Xbox.
Yeah.
And more importantly, I don't think they'd want to release a 4 gigabyte patch on the Xbox or the PlayStation
due to limited hard drive space.
Not even that. The Xbox patching system, it costs a hell of a lot of money to put patches out on there, because they've got to get approved by Microsoft and then some other guys I don't even know. They're somehow involved.
It has to get checked by, well, Microsoft, as you say, but it has to be paid for as well, you know.
Oh yeah, no, it's
and
Microsoft,
all that sort of thing.
The fee they take is ridiculous. I mean,
yeah.
There's an indie game, Fez, which I'm pretty sure most people have heard about this, who literally could not patch the game. They couldn't afford to do it. And Fez was like a big thing for them. Xbox was really pushing out that we have indie games as well. It's not just for PC. And that's what they tried to get with Fez. And then after it comes out, it was okay. It was playable. Wasn't as bad as Aliens Colonial Marines. But then they could not patch it. The finance was just not there. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. I don't know. It definitely would be a 4 gigabyte patch going out on the Xbox, as well as the hard drive. Like, I didn't even think of that. It's been so long since I played Xbox.
Yeah, I could agree though, cause like I don't think they're gonna put a 4 gigabyte patch on the Xbox, but like maybe on the PC or the PS3 they would, because it's more reasonable. Like the PS3 is known for its bigger patches and whatever, and same with the PC. But the Xbox, actually, it has really small patches. Like, let's say the computer has a 2 gigabyte patch, maybe it'll be 200 megabytes on the Xbox.
No, the idea is with the PS3, when you get updates, for example, they're tied into the main installation data, so they don't really use up that much hard drive space, so they're kind of linked with the installation data, like when you install the disk. So yeah, 4 gig. It's still pretty steep for PlayStation 3. I mean, these days, like I just downloaded a couple of demos, one of which was 4 gig, and it's like, considering you got to worry about hard drive capacity a lot more with consoles, it'll be again, it's a logistical nightmare. And when you look at something compared to Battlefield 3 for PC and console, PC gets patched a lot more because of the hard drive capacity, because you don't have to go through those checks on consoles for viruses and all, and integration issues and all the rest of that bullshit. So even a 4 gig patch for Colonial Marines on console would be an absolute nightmare. So you wouldn't expect something that good for console, especially with the way they've ballsed it up anyway.
Good in quotation marks, because again, it's just not a lot in it. Yeah.
Well, I think we've bled. I think we've given Gearbox a big enough of an ass raping. I think.
Yeah, I think it's enough.
Yeah, for now, I think we
Yeah,
might do more.
Yeah, probably April 2nd, then the new patch for Borderlands 2 comes out, and I'm probably gonna say I love Gearbox again, but for now, I hate it.
And I think we'll call that the end of part 1. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please join us in part 2, where we will be talking about the highly anticipated DayZ standalone and all the things we wish and want to expect from that game when it comes out in alpha form. Hope you enjoyed the podcast episode 1. Please leave a like, please leave a comment. Tell us what topics do you want us to talk about in later episodes in the comments below. And as always, guys, take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.